Good afternoon, this is Dan Haugh, PTI Securities and Futures, coming to you for the daily wrap-up of Wednesday, August 24th. The overnight markets seemed actually kind of boring because they only had a 13-point range. That used to be a very wide range, but lately it's actually very small. The European markets were up a little bit, the Asian markets were down a little bit. Before the opening, we had the July durable goods orders, which came in much better than expected. Both headline numbers and also ex-transportation both came in much better than expected. But that is a July number, and it was the July number before markets started going down at the end of July, and even before most of the foolishness in Washington started happening. The 5-year auction came in at a very unusual 1.02 rate, and in fact we're trying to determine if that's the lowest ever, and it could very well be. The previous auction was 1.58 yield, so it gives you an idea how much the yield has gone down in the short end of the curve in the last couple of weeks. However, it was a pretty much positive day. We went up during most of the whole day. We went up early, sold off, and came back, and we were making new highs on the close. The SPX closed up 15 at 1177. The Dow closed up 144 at 11320. The NASDAQ closed up 21 at 2467. The 10-year note sold off a little bit, so the yield went up to 2.26. And the dollar index was slightly stronger, up 0.18, closed at 74 even. Once again, all the talk all day long has been about what gift Uncle Ben's going to give us on Friday, so we're going to see if there is anything out there. I think the market's building in quite a bit of expectation of future gifts. Looking forward, though, we do have the weekly jobless claims tomorrow morning. We also have the GDP number on Friday, but all that will be overshadowed by what Ben Bernanke says Friday morning out in Jackson Hole. For people in the program today, we did step out. We took, for most of the people who want to be relatively aggressive sellers, we took the opportunity to sell the 125 calls in the SPY, which is about 6.5% out of the money. And with 3.5 weeks to go, that's a big number. So we'll see if the Friday gets in the way of that. With the Russell, same thing. We sold another calls that were 6.5% out of the money for the 60-cent range. So hopefully we can get some call premium coming our way. We were hesitant to sell when the market was sold off, but the last 2 days put us at a fairly decent level. This has been Dan Haugh, PTI Securities and Futures.